Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome today. Happy Saturday and happy class along day. Hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Ken Oliver. Thank you for letting me be part of the class along today. I'm excited because today I'm going to do some live videos or live demos, right? That's what I mean to say, live demos. And it's been a minute. I might be out of practice, but we're going to have a lot of fun and I can't wait. First, I'm going to get logged in here to my other device so I can see comments and questions, and I'll give folks a minute just to join in. So how's your day going so far? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope it's beautiful where you are. I'm just kind of logging in here. I want to make sure that we're live and that I'm here. Takes me just a minute. And if you saw from the title I put on here, I've got a couple of new wonderful Stardust butters from the Crafters Workshop that we're going to look at today and play with. I'm excited about that. And also, all my clear stamps, all the clear stamps on my site at KenOliverCrafts.com are going to be 75% off with the code CLEAR, C-L-E-A-R, CLEAR. Okay, it looks like I'm live. Okay, I see we're live. It just takes my device a couple minutes to catch up. I guess there's a little bit of a delay. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn my camera down so we can get started with some playtime. I absolutely love playtime. So let's get started. Hey Dottie, how you doing? Hi Sue. Good to see you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Now I can see that some folks are joining in. And we're going to look at the new Stardust butters, and I'm also going to show the stencil butters, the new colors for fall that are amazingly beautiful. They're kind of beach themed or sea themed, and they're just gorgeous. I apologize. I'm trying to get my other device hooked up right so I can see the any comments, but it doesn't want to cooperate with me today for some reason. Okay, I can see some comments now. There we go. I haven't used my stuff in a while, so it's taken me a little bit to get it all kind of figured out. Beautiful, beautiful new colors of Stardust butter from the Crafters Workshop. Look at this rose gold. It is so beautiful. And I want to just kind of use this as an unboxing time because I haven't really played with this either. This is brand new, just out of the box. So we're going to just kind of play together. If you haven't used this before, it's really, really nice. It is the consistency of a gel, but it has stardust in it, which makes it really have some gorgeous texture, and it's got beautiful shimmer to it too. Can you see that shimmer? And I thought it would be kind of appropriate to use this rose gold with a Christmas stencil. So I've got a Christmas tree here that I think will be wonderful. And I always like to stir this up really, really well because it's a medium, like a clear gel, and some of the stardust butter can actually settle to the bottom while it is sitting on the shelf. So always stir it up well. So I've got a really beautiful Christmas tree here, and we're going to do this on black just so you can see, like, get the full effect of how beautiful this rose gold stardust butter really, really is. Look how easily it spreads. It is shimmery and glittery. And I have this in stock at CandleLoverCrafts.com if you want to get your hands on some of this. It is like rose gold. It's kind of a pink gold and just really, really nice. It washes off easily with, I'm just going to be washing mine off with water today and just removing it from my tools with a paper towel. And we're going to lift this up to see how beautiful that rose gold is on black. Ooh, isn't that nice? That is such a stunning color. I want to try it on white also, just to see how beautiful that's going to look. And I have to clean my stencil because I really like to use a clean stencil every time I make an impression. And I think when you see this on white, you're going to love it too. What's not to love? It's sparkly and shimmery together. It's amazingly beautiful. And it washed off really well with just water. So it's easy cleanup. If you haven't used the Stardust butters before, it's really easy to clean up. You know, and I should show you this other tool too that's brand new from the Crafters Workshop. It's a butter spreader that will let you do a whole stencil at one time. So we're going to put a little bit of butter here across the top of this, and then we'll use the butter spreader to get a really nice even application all the way across. And look how easy that is. Now, this is also nice because you can retrieve that extra bit of gel or that extra bit of Stardust butter and get it back in the jar. You can lift this up. And just look at that beautiful, crisp impression. It is really, really nice. It looks great on white, too. So this is what I'm going to be doing here today, is just some play along, just using some products, showing some things you can do with products. And then also I have some other stencils to use where we'll show some different techniques. And don't forget, all the clear stamps at CandleLoverCrafts.com are on sale for 75% off with the discount code CLEAR. And that's all caps, CLEAR. Now, beautiful. That's the rose gold. I've shown it on white or black. It's amazingly beautiful. Set those aside because I know we can do something with that later. Next, I want to show you the opalescent or opalescent. It's a white with a bit of a sheen to it. And for me, this is just like Christmas Day because I haven't really seen these either. I haven't played with them. I haven't used them. So it's totally new for me. I've used the others are other colors, but these are the latest, newest colors. The gold is really one of my favorites from the other colors that are already out. And you can find all those at CandleleverCrafts.com. And I think we should try this opalescent white on black first. It's going to show up really well on black. I think it will show up on blue also. And it would show up beautifully on white. Or I'm sorry, on red. Oh yay, I just happen to have a piece of navy colored cardstock right on my desk. Of course, that was as luck would have it. And I'm going to use a snowflake stencil from the Crafters Workshop. And I'm not going to tape this down because we're just playing today. Nothing's wrong, nothing's right. You know, we're just playing. And you know, like one of the best things you can do for your brain and for your creative mojo is play. Unconstructed playtime is where you learn the most. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just having some unconstructed playtime and sharing that with you and having fun. Now I'm going to stir this opalescent stencil butter up really well because I want to make sure that all of this beautiful stardust is distributed throughout the gel medium. That it's kind of like it has the consistency of a gel medium, but it's shimmery and sparkly. And I think we should use this new tool from the Crafters Workshop because this is a 6x6 stencil. And we'll just go across the whole thing. Load it up. And there are a lot of times whenever I don't tape my stencils down. And one reason is, as soon as you put some medium on there, the medium kind of holds it in place. So I've got my butter spreader. We're going to be using it for Stardust butter on this one. And we're just going to spread that across. And you can hear it's kind of got, can you hear that sound? It's got something in it that gives it some, well, almost like texture to it. And I want to get a really nice thin coat because it is almost translucent. And I think you'll be able to see both the blue and the shimmery of the butter, the Stardust, on this navy blue paper. I'm cleaning the excess off of my scraper, my butter paddle, my butter spreader. So I can't see the comments, but I can see that everybody's watching. So I hope that you're having a wonderful time and you're enjoying doing some demos with me. If you want, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm going to hold that up in a second. I want to get my stencil clean because we've got to come back with this on some other colors too. I see this is going to be really, really pretty on red. I don't know if y'all are like me, but whenever I craft, I use a million paper towels and a million baby wipes. I've been teaching a bunch of live classes recently, and I swear we go through a roll of paper towels per person in some of the mixed media classes because we got so dirty. So I'm going to bring this up to the camera so you can see how gorgeous this looks. It's a little bit translucent, so you can see a little bit of the color through it. This is the opalescent white Stardust butter on navy paper. And you know, with the Let It Snow sentiment across this, this would be a beautiful Christmas card. Just gorgeous. And I can see holiday tags. Oh, I got a tag idea for this for sure. So you'll have to watch This Week at Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook to see what I do with this, because I think this is amazing. That's really, really pretty. Now let's try it on red, because I think on red it's going to be stunning. I love red and white as a Christmas theme color. It's actually one of the best-selling color palettes for, or most popular color palettes for Christmas decor and Christmas wrap. Red on white or crimson and white. So I've got some red paper here just ready, and I've already washed my stencil with water, and it cleaned up very, very nicely. Now we're going to try this on red, and I have a feeling that this is also going to be just stunning. So make sure to go to Ken Oliver Crafts and find this opalescent Stardust butter and the rose gold Stardust butter. 5 out of 5, highly recommend already. I'm loving it. It's my first time to even get it out of the jar. I haven't even started to play with it yet. While you're at Ken Oliver Crafts, throw one of these in your cart, because this also makes your crafting infinitely easier and faster. We all have to be faster and more efficient. Oh, I just love that creamy texture of that. And it's got just a little bit of something in it. The Stardust gives it a little bit of texture. It's got a little bit of grit, isn't exactly the right word, but it's got a little bit of grit in it. And you know, like, we're working with Stardust butter. While we're talking about that, I think tonight it's a full moon and a full lunar eclipse. So if you live in a place where you can see the moon, get outside and try to watch that lunar eclipse, because I think it's going to be amazing. Oh, just look how pretty this is. I can already tell that I'm going to LOVE love it. Need to put a little more. And I don't really have projects planned today. This is unconstructed playtime for me. Just unconstructed playtime. It's actually the best place to get new ideas and to recharge your mojo. So one reason I love using this butter spreader is you get a consistent, even application. A lot of times if you're using a palette knife on a big area like this, it is a little challenging to keep it smooth. This butter spreader really helps you keep this smooth all the way across your stencil. Oh, yes. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's the topping on my figgy pudding today. It really, really is. It's so pretty. And I'll hold it up close to the camera so you can see it. A little bit of that red shines through, but you still have that opally, shimmery look. Can you see that? It's really, really nice. Again, this would be great for a card. I can also see this as a tag. And depending on how you celebrate, I can see cutting this into small, like 2x3 pieces and making place cards or labels for things that you put on the buffet table. You know, if you want to have a cheese tray or a charcuterie, you know, you could write on here brie, figs, olives, you know, whatever you have on your charcuterie, and make small labels for that. Oh, that is really nice. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to clean up my work table a little bit. Playing is the best. Just unconstructed playtime is the best. So thank you for letting me have a little bit of playtime today with you. I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope that you'll be inspired to get out some things and just play, 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 play. Now, you know, honestly, like I feel like I need to do the tree in this opalescent white on red because I think that's going to be stunning also. So I'm going to clean up the tree. It's over here in my little stencil bath. And I don't know if you've watched me in the past, but I always like to keep, this is a really good little trick. I like to keep a little pan of water sitting on my craft table that's big enough to hold a 6x6 stencil at least, or a slimline stencil, so I can clean my stencils as I'm working. And I don't really like them to get a lot of dried ink or stencil butter or paint on them, so I do like to keep them clean because often I'll be also working with color sparks, and if I'm working with color sparks and a stencil, I want my stencil to be really, really crisp. Okay, so now we're going to put this same tree on a piece of red, and I think the results are going to be, how do they say? Amazing! And I'm not going to tape it down. We're just playing, so there's nothing right, nothing wrong. If it messes up, it messes up, and if it's beautiful, it's beautiful. Just put a bit of that there, and then hold this down and pull it across, and let's see what we come up with. Now look how easy that was. Really, I did it in two smears across the stencil, and the whole stencil is already covered, and my work there is done. So I'm going to lift this up. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about with stencil butter so far, and I mean Stardust butter, on especially this opalescent and rose gold, is you can use the heat tool to kind of add some additional texture to this. And this will be a great candidate to add additional texture to because it's a really fine design, and the added texture will really give it added dimension. And the way we're going to add some texture is kind of interesting. It's going to be with the heat tool, and we're actually going to apply a little heat to this to let it bubble. So this will take me just a couple of minutes, but what happens here is that this is a water-based medium, and there's water inside the medium, and whenever you start to heat this, the water expands and it starts to evaporate, and it creates a bubble inside the medium and leaves a shell or leaves a bubble. And that's going to be the thing that gives us this extra texture. So the leaves will pop up, the little berries will pop up. It almost looks like it's heavily embossed. I'm going to pick that up so you can see where it created that additional texture. Isn't that beautiful? I think you can see it, but it just makes it a little more pronounced. And so while we're doing that, I have the feeling that I need to show this on that bubbling technique on this gorgeous red and white look with the snowflakes. So I'm going to grab my heat tool again and just go over this with the heat tool and let those snowflakes kind of pop up from the heat. And this added texture will be really nice if we're creating this into a tag. It could be really, really stunning. And it takes a minute or two to get this bubble action to happen, because you do have to heat up the medium in a way so that the water inside starts to heat up and expand. And I know that might sound a little more complicated than you'd like to know, but I always like to understand the science behind why something works. And this works because the water inside the medium actually expands when it starts to evaporate and leaves a shell. Maybe if I hold this closer to you might be able to see a little bit of the bubble action, because it is very exciting when it happens. It's kind of like whenever you emboss and you start seeing the embossing action happen. Oh, the heat tool gets hot. So you can see how that addition of the heat actually gives us really cool texture. I can see a little bit in the frame where you can see the texture, but it just gives it a little more of an embossed feel or more textural than if it's flat. But in either case, I love the look of either one of these. They're both gorgeous. It would be a gorgeous backdrop for that Christmas card or Christmas tag that you have in mind. That was fantastic. And the new Stardust butters are available at kenolivercrafts.com. And just a quick reminder, when you use discount code CLEAR, I've got a ton of clear stamps that are going to be 75% off when you use the code CLEAR, all in caps. And the thing is, I want to move these out and I want them to be in your hands so you can use them this Christmas. I am ready to start bringing in some new stamps and new things for us to play with. But all the clear stamps will fall under the code CLEAR, CLEAR, to get that 75% off of all clear stamps. If you have a question about any of them, let me know. And I don't have, in some of these, the availability was only a few pieces, so they will probably sell out pretty quickly. This one's really fun. This is called Christmas Wishes, and they're kind of funny. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, Noel. Oh dear, it's Christmas. I love that one. A simple joy, great for a small tag, and happy holidays. Those are gorgeous. This one, ho, 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 let it snow. Holly Jolly, Season's Greetings, Merry Christmas. That's a classic. But all the stamps, even the everyday stamps, all occasions, are going to be at 75% off because they are ready to find a new home, and it's at your house. But I love these, and over the next couple of weeks, we'll do some projects with these too at KenOliverCrafts.com or Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook. Now, you know, it would be. I always like to try some things on mirror stock. So I've got some mirror stock, and I want to try the white opalescent on this as well. And I think the snowflakes will be gorgeous on this gold foil. So I'm going to clean up that stencil. And, you know, like, I've kind of kept my palette as far as stencil goes rather limited today because sometimes simple works for me, but also like it works for me to like use the same stencil over and over and over to get different ideas of how to use it. Because I'm one that if I narrow my choices down or edit my choices before I start, it works out better for me. If I have too many choices in front of me, I get overwhelmed with making decisions. And I don't know if anybody else is like that. It's probably just my own learning issue. So I've got the snowflake stencil again. I've cleaned it with just water. And then we're going to apply that on this gorgeous gold mirror stock. And I have not tried this. So this is new for me. It'll be new for you. But I have a feeling that it's going to be spectacular. And I think I am going to tape this down because if you can see the mirror stock, and it's always like this, it's because it's kind of a heavier material, it's a little bit bowed. So I'm going to grab some pink tape and just tape that down so it stays in place. And I've always got some kind of tape on my desk, and at this moment, it seems to be elusive. And I know it was here only 4 or 5 minutes ago. Never mind me. I'm just rifling through my drawers. Here's some pixie tape from Thermoweb. And it's a low-tack tape that's great for die cutting. And if you would like me to add this to your order, I can do that. I don't have it set up as an item, but if you want to get some pixie tape, I can definitely add it to your order and add that on the back end. Just let me know in the comments to add some pixie tape, and I'll do that manually, and you'll get a little email notification when that happens. I love using mirror stock because it just seems so fancy. And I've got it taped down well now. And this really is going to be gorgeous. I can already tell from the way that it looks on just the regular cardstock this is going to be like one of those stunning looks. So I taped down the mirror stock, and I'm taping the stencil down too, because that mirror stock is pretty bowed. And that's just normal. You know, like, it's just a normal feature of that stock. Once you glue it down, it's fine. But it does tend to warp a little bit if it's not packed in a package with a cardboard backer. So we're going to use the opalescent here. And I'm going to use the spreader. Grab a bunch of that gorgeous, gorgeous opalescent stardust butter, and we'll just give it a go and see what happens, because, you know, like, this shows a little bit of the gold beneath it, and also we'll have that gorgeous shimmery stardust butter with all the little pieces of shimmery stardust on the surface. And I know it's going to be fantastic. Whoops. Cleaning up my butter spreader. Throw one or two of these in your cart too, because you can tell this is an awesome tool to have on hand. I'm just removing the tape before I lift off. This. Ooh, so nice. Now that is beautiful. Can you see how that really like shows up on that mirror stock? This is very special. So I want to find something fun to do with this too. And I want to go ahead and dry this, so we'll like add some bubble texture to it, so that we really are able to like make this so unique. I think with a little bit of more texture on there, it's going to just show up so much. And when you have a surface like this, it almost becomes tactile. Whenever you send this in a card or a tag, like, you almost have to touch it to look at it. You know, like, you have to experience it with your senses, with your touch sense too, because the texture just invites to be touched. You can see that all the little pieces of the snowflakes are popping up, all the little bubbles in between. Look at that. Isn't that nice? You see the extra texture that it has on it when those bubbles raise up. It's really, really beautiful. I love that opalescent on gold foil. It's gorgeous. Just checking in on my camera here to make sure that we're online and everybody's cool. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Diane. Sandy, good to see you. Penny, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. What's your favorite so far? Do you like the gold mirror stock or the opalescent on red or opalescent on blue? Do you have a favorite? Let me know. You know, with the time that we have left, I really feel like I want to go and show you all of the beautiful new stencil butters from the Crafters Workshop. And I think I showed them last time briefly. And I want to kind of just revisit that because the colors are so amazing. They're kind of beach-inspired, seaside-inspired colors. This is oyster. And I'm going to get these out and show you what they look like on cardstock also. But the colors are just so gorgeous and so subtle. Sea glass. I have a bundle of, I think it's 7 at Cantilever Crafts, and you get a bit of a break on the price. Beach glass. Beach grass. Driftwood. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Seashell. Beautiful off-white with just a little bit of shimmer in it. This is amazing. Stormy. And dune, kind of a sand color. And the colors are just, they're just like the perfect day at the beach, you know, but they're very muted and frosted almost. I love the way they look. And I think the way I want to show this is by using a stencil and using an ombre effect so you can kind of see them all at the same time. I think the stencil I want to use to do this is called Plaid Fringe. It's a 6x6 stencil. And I want to show this on black. So I've got a piece of black paper here that's already cut. And we're just going to line these up and do an ombre effect using all of the colors. That is totally me, using all of the colors. Anytime I do something, I want to use all of the colors. And that kind of like goes back to what I was saying earlier, that a lot of times I do much better if my options are limited before I even start. If I have too many options, I get too much going on. And we're going to use the butter spreader to do this technique. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I'm going to use a bit of tape just to hold my stencil down. It's called pixie tape. And I don't have to just list it as an item, but I can throw it in your cart and I'll let you know how much that would be if you just put a note on your order. There's a place for notes at the end. I can add it and you'll get an email then like how much additional it would be. So I've got that taped down. And I'm just going to get these each one by one out and just apply a little bit of each one. And I want to be thoughtful about how I arrange my colors, because we do have some that are a little bit similar in their value. Seven colors is a lot to put on a 6x6 stencil, but I think I can do it. I'm going to start out with a little bit of dune. And to do this ombre effect, I'm literally going to just put a little bit right here at the top. And I wanted to use this particular stencil because I think it's a great background for any time of year, for a card, or even as a mat for a photo. If you're a scrapbooker, it would make a beautiful background mat. Now we're going to put down some oyster. Oyster is gorgeous. It is the color of the inside of an oyster shell. And when I see that, it makes me want cocktail sauce, a lemon, and a cracker. So there's some oyster. Now we're going to put down some Stormy. And I don't know if you noticed, but I am cleaning my brush or my palette knife between each little dollop I'm putting on there. I'm just cleaning my palette knife with a paper towel. Let's put on some Seagrass. It's a pale shade of green. And next I'm going to put down some driftwood. Now in this equation, sorry seashell, I'm not going to put seashell on this because I've got 6 kind of like equal areas here of each of the colors. And I think that's going to be enough. Maybe I can come back and show you seashell on something separate. Now I'm going to grab my butter spreader and watch this. We're just going to drag this across this plaid fringe stencil and create this gorgeous ombre effect. Now, did you see that? One swipe across, all the way across. Now, I've got a little bit left, so this is a potential dilemma for me because I've got this extra stuff and I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute and hopefully not get anything on myself. I will lift this up and to see this beautiful ombre effect. Oh, I think that is really, really nice. And again, this stencil is called Plaid Fringe. Now, that is a background that would be wonderful for a masculine card. Can you see that? It is like the perfect colors for a masculine card. It is so nice. I can hardly wait till this dries so I can trim it to actually see how pretty that's going to be. Again, perfect for any kind of masculine card, a birthday card, anything. It's like a beautiful background. And the other good thing about this stencil butter, whenever this is on cardstock and it's dry, you can die cut this. So if you wanted to die cut a mat or die cut a background for a card, it's perfectly like thin enough and light enough that you can run it through your die cutting machine. Now I do have this little bit here that I am compelled to do something with. Oh good, I have another stencil laying right here, so I should just use that. This is called Abstract Shape Background, and you'll find this also at kenolivercrafts.com. It's designed by Julie Fanfay Balzer, Julie Balzer Designs for the Crafters Workshop. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. I've already got this butter all over my butter spreader here from the Crafters Workshop. And I'm just going to turn that down. I'm going to clean this off with a paper towel. I know that my time is getting really, really short, so I'm going to hurry up here. I love this ombre effect. Look how beautiful that is. Again, this would be perfect for a masculine card or a masculine tag. Isn't that nice? So before I go, just a reminder, at KenOliverCrafts.com. All the clear stamps are marked, well, they're not marked at 75% off, but use the discount code CLEAR, all caps CLEAR, to get 75% off of those clear stamps. And I got to tell you, I think that some of the Christmas stamps from last year still might be marked at 50% off or something. So you're going to get like a really great deal there. It would be that percentage plus whatever you get by using the code CLEAR, 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 all caps. So that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon in the class along and a wonderful week ahead. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Cheerio, cheerio. Take care, everybody.